You want to plan your trip to Lisbon? Well, you are in the right place.
Hi, it's Gwen with CORRtravel, and I'm so glad you're here because I've got 15 must-know tips that are going to make your trip to Lisbon a lot easier. So let's go ahead and get you ready for Lisbon.
Why go to Lisbon? Portugal's largest city, representing over 25% of the country's population, vibrant Lisbon is second only to Athens as Europe's oldest capital. A port city located on the Tagus River and estuary, this city of 7 hills is a mere 30 minutes to the Atlantic coast beaches and 40 minutes south of the Sintra Mountains, ideal for further Portugal exploration. Rebuilt from multiple earthquakes since the 14th century, today's Lisbon still displays centuries of Roman, German, and Moorish influences found in its culture, food, music, and architecture, from the picturesque Alfama district to the patterned cobblestone pedestrian streets to the grandeur of Belém, a former prison and now UNESCO World Heritage Site. Lisbon also boasts Europe's largest indoor aquarium. Full of sunshine and warmth from the friendly Lisboetas, it is no mystery why Lisbon draws over 2 million tourists per year. Number 2. The best time to go to Lisbon depends on the time of year, holidays, and events, because they impact the number of tourists and your travel costs. Lisbon's temperatures average from the high 40s to low 80s Fahrenheit year-round. Peak season months are June through August, with the hottest and most humid months and the start of Lisbon's carnival season. Peak season has the lowest accommodation availability and highest amount of tourists and travel prices. Low season months are November through February, with the coldest and rainiest months, high accommodation availability, lowest amount of tourists, and travel costs. To enjoy the best of Lisbon indoors and out with good travel deals, the best time of year to visit Lisbon is in the shoulder season months of March, April, September, and October. These months hold nice warm weather with some rain, but more accommodation availability and fewer tourists, making lines for attractions very minimal. Still, always check Lisbon's festivals and holidays, which are year-round, when planning your Lisbon itinerary. Number 3. Getting to Lisbon. The best way into Lisbon is by air, train, or bus. The Humberto Delgado Airport, aka the Lisbon Airport, is the largest airport in Portugal, and it serves Lisbon with all domestic and international flights, and is 7 kilometers north of the Lisbon city center. Besides airport shuttle service from your hotel, there are several options to get you from the Lisbon Airport to the city center, which I'll address shortly. Portugal's National Railway, CP, services all of Portugal and connects with Spain's railway, connecting Portugal to the rest of Europe. And Alfa Pendular high-speed trains connect Portugal's main cities through Lisbon. Depending on your departure point, trains will arrive one of Lisbon's 4 railway stations: Entrecampos, Santa Apollonia, Sete Rios, and Estación de Oriente, Lisbon's main railway hub. Multiple bus lines also operate within Portugal. Lisbon's bus stations for long-distance Portugal buses are Campo Grande and Sete Rios, the major bus station in Lisbon, and the main hub for Rede Expressos intercity coaches and express bus services that cover all of Portugal. I do not recommend driving in Lisbon, whether you're a solo traveler or not. City center driving restrictions, narrow streets, and limited parking is not worth the hassle, time, or expense. Lisbon parking is available either by a color-coded metering system that costs 80 cents to €3 per hour, but come with a 2 or 4 hour time limit, and operational hours differ on day of week and holidays. Or there are 24/7 public parking garages that charge $1.80 an hour to a flat rate fee of €15 per day, if you can find one. If you must drive, first try to find an accommodation that offers parking, if you can. Otherwise, consult with them to see if they can recommend an alternate off-site parking for best pricing. To get around in Lisbon, let's first start with getting from the Lisbon Airport to the city center. Like I mentioned, there are multiple transportation options from the airport, but the quickest and least expensive way is by the Lisbon Metro. The Lisbon Metro will take you from the Lisbon Airport to downtown in approximately 20 minutes with a one-way ticket cost of €2. The Eurobus line serves downtown just as efficiently and costs €5. Prepaid, private, or group airport transfers can range around 10 to 50 euros. Taxis and rideshares are also available. Rideshares include Uber and Free Now. The cost for these modes of transportation may run approximately 25 to 30 euros and take approximately 20 minutes, depending on traffic. You could rent a car, of course, but it'll be costly and you'll be left dealing with city center parking, which I do not recommend. Now in the city center, let's talk about getting around the city center. The Lisbon Metro is extensive and covers longer distances quickly, which is ideal to use if you're on a limited itinerary. One-way Lisbon Metro tickets can be purchased at the metro station vending machines for 2 euros, cash or credit card, with multiple trip passes available for 6 euros. Of course, it's ideal staying above ground, especially if it's your first visit to Lisbon, to see more of it. Therefore, you can choose from the trams, electric tuk-tuks, or just stick to walking, biking, or using an e-scooter, depending on your energy level, to traverse Lisbon's hills. Lisbon has both red and yellow trams, which are great ways to explore around Lisbon's neighborhoods. The famous yellow tram 28, a must-do in Lisbon, has been in service since 1930, and it takes the scenic route through Lisbon's historic neighborhoods from Marin Muniz to Campo Ourique, with stopping points for amazing views. And if the number 28 is too crowded, consider catching the red Elétrico tram, which takes the same route as the 28. 24-hour Lisbon tram tickets can be purchased on the tram or in any metro station. Lisbon City proper is large, but luckily many must-sees and historical sites are within the city center, which can be accessed on foot if you don't mind the inclines. Enhance your Lisbon's exploration with a guided historic, food, or wine tour. Other options to see more of Lisbon are by bicycle, electric scooter, electric tuk-tuk, or Segway, which are eco-friendly and great ways to meet other travelers of all ages. For great walking, biking, tuk-tuk, or other tour options, check out my Ultimate Lisbon Travel Guide online. The link is below. Or see some of the links I have for you below in the video description to get you started. Now is a good time to talk about the Lisbon Card. If you're wanting a package type deal and/or staying for 3 days or more in Lisbon, the Lisbon Card may be the right thing to save you time and money. The Lisbon Card includes free admission to top Lisbon attractions like the Belém Tower, the National Tile Museum, and the Santa Justa lift, additional discounts, and access to free unlimited Lisbon public transportation. You can buy the Lisbon Card for 24, 48, or 72 hours. Buy in advance and you can still cancel up to 24 hours in advance for a full refund. I have a link to the Lisbon Card for you below in the video description. Number 6, safety tips. Although it has risen slightly, Lisbon's crime rate is still considered low, and it is safe to walk around alone during the day or night. As a solo female traveler in Lisbon, I practiced general precautions and stayed within well-lit and populated streets at night and never felt unsafe as a Lisbon solo female traveler. Still, to be better safe than sorry during high tourist season, in crowded areas or on crowded public transportation, even the number 28 tram, ensure to keep your belongings safe and securely on you with no open bags or pockets or carrying cash or valuables in your pockets. If you normally feel uncomfortable being out alone at night, you may want to do your Lisbon solo travel when daylight hours are longest during peak season, so you have more time to explore Lisbon. For easy travel in Lisbon, the following travel essentials at minimum to bring are a VPN service for data security, portable Wi-Fi or get a SIM card in Portugal, a solar travel charger so you can keep your devices always charged while you get around, comfortable walking shoes for walking those hills and the cobblestone pedestrian streets, a water bottle, eco sunscreen, and a hat, especially during peak season, and a monosling or small backpack for keeping your items safe while you're exploring. Number 8, where to stay. Where you stay in Lisbon really can make or break your visit. Lisbon City Center is divided into 11 neighborhoods that each hold their own attractions, dining and nightlife opportunities, giving you more options depending on your tastes and budget. The best neighborhoods to stay in Lisbon would be Alfama, or the Old Town, the most traditional of neighborhoods with stunning vistas. Chiado and Barrio Alto, considered the most bohemian areas with fado music venues, cafes, and restaurants. Belém, a further west and quieter district than the Lisbon Central. And Baixa, the most central district, with a more even terrain, notable pedestrian streets, plazas, restaurants and bars, and transportation points like the Rocio Station. If you're walking distance to the Rocio Station in Baixa, your arrival point from the airport is quick and easy by bus or metro. You're centrally located to explore many Lisbon attractions on foot, close to tram stops for access to other neighborhoods, and you can ride the metro or walk to train stations for day trips outside of Lisbon. So this is where I recommend first-time travelers stay in Lisbon, especially for a short visit or if you want to avoid most of the hills. As a solo traveler, I look for accommodations centrally located for attractions and transportation, a reasonable price, amenities, free cancellation, breakfast inclusion, high ratings, and a travel sustainable rating. That said, here are some hotels I would consider staying in Lisbon. Tesouro da Baixa by Chiado, My Story Hotel Augusta, Rocio Plaza Hotel, Hotel Mira Prima Gold Lisboa, and Hotel Lis Baixa. In fact, on my last Lisbon visits, I stayed at both the Hotel Mira Prima Gold Lisboa and Hotel Lis Baixa. They both checked all the boxes, being fabulously located close to everything, very comfortable, well-priced, with great staff, and breakfasts and more. I would definitely stay at either hotel again. If you want to go the hostel route, either for a private room or dorm-style room, try the Central House Lisbon Baixa or the Lisbon Lounge Hostel. I was once at the Lisbon Destination Hostel, which I do not recommend for reasons that would require a separate video. For more city center, hotel, and hostel recommendations, consult my Ultimate Lisbon Travel Guide. The link is below. Number 9, top things to do. As the capital of Portugal, it goes without saying, there are simply too many attractions and sites to list in this Lisbon Travel Guide video. But here are some of the top things you can see and do in Lisbon to get you started on building your Lisbon itinerary. Some of these are free, but for those that aren't, don't forget the Lisbon Card. And many, many more. Don't forget to put these on your Lisbon travel itinerary. Number 10, dining and entertainment. Lisbon is much talked about for its cuisine. On the water, seafood is a staple in Lisbon, and it's famous for dishes made from sardines, codfish, octopus, mussels, clams, as well as beef, pork, and chicken. Like tapas in Spain, petiscos in Lisbon are small dishes made to share. For traditional dishes, a few to try are bacalhau, dried salted codfish, grilled sardines, amajoias à boia pato, clams and garlic, olive oil, white wine, and lemon juice sauce, or bitoque, steak with egg on top served with potatoes. Again, these are just a few to try. Don't pass up the sangria. And if asked if you'd like a ginja after dinner, say sim por favor. This sour cherry, sugar, and cinnamon-infused liqueur is yummy and packs a punch. And of course, dining in Lisbon would not be complete without pastéis de nata, those famous little custard tarts that are a must-eat in Lisbon. The only problem is choosing from the abundant cafes, casual to Michelin star restaurants, markets, and outdoor bars and patios. For one-stop shop, multiple bars and restaurants with music, there's the Time Out Market. The Alfama neighborhood has great traditional food, outdoor dining with spectacular views. Wander the pedestrian streets of Baixa for plenty of dining options. And for hip cafes and restaurants, explore Chaido and Barrio Alto districts. And for the tastiest of pastéis de nata, try Montejario or Pastéis de Belém Bakery. The traditional neighborhoods are also not short on shopping or nightlife. For high-end shopping, walk the tree-lined Avenida de Liberdade, which also has upscale restaurants and bars. Chain and local shops alike can be found on the Rua de Agosta, pedestrian street in Baixa. Rua Garrett in Chaido and Time Out Market are also popular for eclectic shopping choices. And at night, Lisbon has multiple rooftop bars with views to explore. The Alfama district is perfect for this, with its many terraces and bars, like the Portas do Sol Terrace. And don't forget some of the live fado music. You are in Lisbon after all. For help finding Lisbon dining and nightlife, try the Fork, Zomato, or Foursquare apps. Or if you're like me, you agree this is the area of travel in which to wing it by wandering the neighborhoods to read the menus or get a feel for the place. Or ask your hotel concierge, local tour guide, or other local on their dining recommendations. It's a great way to find out where the locals are eating and enjoy more of an authentic travel experience. Again, there are many food and drink and culture tours with tastings to help mix it up. Keep in mind, tipping in Portugal is not customary, but if you do, it's acceptable to tip 10 to 15%, or you could just round up €1 or two in cash in cafes, restaurants, or in high-end cocktail bars. Lisbon is in a great location for keeping it as home base and taking some day trips to explore more of Portugal. Besides the Tower of Belém, you'll have the opportunity to see another UNESCO World Heritage Site by visiting Sintra. Other historical day trips can include Fatima and Óbidos. Or if you just want to hit the beach, go to Cascais, one of my favorite towns in Portugal. It will not disappoint. These trips can be done self-guided, or if you prefer a tour, look in the video description below for some good tour links. Number 12, budget tips. Lisbon is considered less expensive to visit than other European capital cities. Still, if you're traveling on a budget, keep the following in mind. Visit in the shoulder or off-season months, and travel during the week and avoid holidays and large events to save funds. Book accommodations really early. If you're lucky, you could get one in the city center for €60 a night. Or stay further out at accommodation away from the city center, but just close to a metro stop. Consider staying in a hostel. Depending on time of year, location, and amenities, dorm rooms can start at €15 a night and private rooms at €45 a night. Book your train tickets early. Portugal has first and second class train fares, and second class fares are more budget friendly, but the earlier you book overall, the lower your ticket price. Take the metro from the airport. The Lisbon Card could save money during peak season or staying 3 days or more in Lisbon on fast-track accommodations and free unlimited public transportation. If you don't want a Lisbon Card, get a multi-day Viva Viajem card or buy one for 50 cents and just reload as needed. Some museums offer free entries on particular days, so check in advance. And to save on dining or drinking out, shop at a local market or grocery store, or book an accommodation with breakfast included and/or a room with a refrigerator for storing food. Don't get an expensive phone plan. Phone and MEO offer weekly Wi-Fi hotspot service, or you can purchase a SIM card. Travel Lisbon with your eco-friendly foot forward and the planet in mind, using any one of these easy eco-travel tips that do make a difference. For flights 3 hours or less to and from Lisbon, take the train or bus instead. That could also save you time and money and provide prettier scenery. And if you must fly, look for flights that emit less CO2 through your airline or through Skyscanner's Greener Flights filter. And purchase carbon offsets through your airline or third party to lower your flight's carbon footprint. The less you pack, the lighter the plane and the less fuel you use, so travel carry-on only, which can also save time in the airport. If you need a car service, choose from Uber Green Options or use Carpool World to support the use of electric cars and carpooling in Lisbon. Or just ditch automobiles altogether and see Lisbon by public transportation, electric tuk-tuk, trams, segways, e-bikes, electric scooter, or just walk. In addition to Booking.com's travel sustainability properties, Green Globe and Green Key Global have eco-friendly certified lodging options. And on the plane, train, dining, shopping, or food tour, use your own reusable collapsible cup, travel bag, collapsible water bottle, and carry sling, and bamboo travel utensils. They take up very little space on your carry-on and your day bag. I hope you're still listening, because here are some valuable travel tips just for Lisbon. Main monuments and museums are closed on Mondays, and always check holiday schedules and opening status of attractions before visiting or buying tickets or the Lisbon Card. Skip the line entries are not always possible at attractions, but it is offered at the Jerónimos Monastery. And always get your attraction tickets in advance, like at the Peña Palace in Sintra, with skip the line entry during peak season. And the best way to save time and avoid the crowds is seeing top attractions first thing in the morning, and see them during the week. And some of Portugal's trains' first-class seats have power sockets, but make sure you know what your seat has before you buy. And both first and second class have access to Wi-Fi, but don't expect it to be reliable. Always carry a little cash on you just in case an establishment does not accept credit cards, or a credit card machine or metro ticket machine is not working. The water is safe to drink in Lisbon, and Lisbon can get hot and humid in the peak season, so stay hydrated. And they don't call it the City of Seven Hills for nothing, so wear comfortable walking shoes. Free Wi-Fi is offered in the Lisbon airport, and OnFi, Lisbon's free Wi-Fi, is offered in Lisbon's metro stations and some shopping centers. Restaurants and cafes may also have free Wi-Fi, just ask them. Smaller establishments, accommodations, and activity offices may use WhatsApp for bookings, communications, or scheduling changes. And many Lisboetas speak English, but always lead conversation first in Portuguese. If they offer English in return, that is a courtesy. Now that you know your way around Lisbon, would you like a great Lisbon itinerary suggestion for getting the best of Lisbon in 4 days before you start booking? Well, keep watching because I'll tell you how to get my awesome 4-day itinerary that takes out all the guesswork for your first time trip to Lisbon.
Well, I really hope you enjoyed this Lisbon travel guide and found it informative. And if so, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to CORR Travel so you can stay tuned when the next ones are coming. And if you want more information on Lisbon or Portugal travel, check out all the links I have for you below. You're going to love them. And check out this next video coming up on Lisbon. All right, thanks for joining so much. Keep coming back and have a wonderful time in Lisbon.